Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Orange Blossom Podcast. I am not Bobby Randall, and neither is this.
I am not Bobby Randall
We're
either.
not Bobby Randall. We are the Double D Show.
The Double D's.
I'm Dave, and this is Doug, and we're here to fill in for our fearful leader.
Well, it takes two to make up for one Bobby Randall.
This is true. Now, Bobby's still up in Michigan, taking care of Mama.
You know, the two of us together don't have the hair that Bobby has.
This is true. One of the gentlemen here in the crowd mentioned that this is probably the closest Bobby will ever get to a haircut. So
it's good to see everybody here.
Yeah, we have a great crowd in here this morning. We're also joined by Captain Kurt up in the production booth, and our bosses are here tonight, or this morning rather. I'm thinking it's nighttime already.
We're not used to being here in the day.
And of course, as usual, we got Fast Eddie up here.
It's hard to get everybody woke up on Tuesday morning.
This is true.
Caffeine.
All right, well, very first thing I want to touch on this morning, we have an announcement to make. Unfortunately, due to the tropical storm coming in, we are not going to be open on Thursday. The Thursday showcase has been canceled. Unfortunately, a lot of the artists that are going to be performing live in the path of that storm, so we'd rather them take care of themselves rather than come down here. So rather than put anybody in danger, we're just going to go ahead and postpone that to a later date. Everybody that was scheduled to perform will be rescheduled for a later date. So if you were planning on being here Thursday night, just make sure to don't come here.
Yeah, we might repeat that a time or two in this hour.
Time or two or three,
we can just hope we can get the hell out of here.
Yes. Yes. All right, well, Mr. Doug, what'd you think of the show this weekend? We had a fantastic Kenny Rogers show.
Yes, it was a great show. And man, that guy looked just like him, didn't he?
Exactly like it. Kind of freaked me out a little bit.
It did.
But they were the coolest guys, such excellent professional musicians. The whole band was awesome.
It's always so great to be backstage, and all these guys come in, and they're so nice, and we just have a great time talking to them. And
yeah, we were nerding out on Bobby's new guitar back there.
Yeah.
Bobby just picked up a new old guitar that is really super cool, and everybody was oohing and ahhing over it, so that was fun. But yeah, we've got a great show coming up this Saturday, rather.
Do we really?
Yes, we do. The Toby Keith tribute.
Yes.
And if you don't have your tickets, you're out of luck because both shows are sold out. Sold out.
No way.
Yep. So if that just goes to show you that if there's a show coming up that you want to see, get your tickets early because a lot of these shows do sell out because some of these artists are just fantastic. I've heard lots of great things about the Toby Keith show. I haven't seen this one in particular, but I have heard of it. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a great show.
I hope so. Toby's longtime bass player is a good friend of mine, Dink Cook. And
Dink's a great guy.
Yeah, so it'll be great to see this show coming in. And sorry, there's no tickets available.
Not this
weekend. It does look like maybe Friday night though.
Yeah. Don't forget every Friday night from now till basically the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
With the exception of the Christmas shows.
I think in November, the end of November, somewhere in there, Friday Night Live stops for a little while.
Yeah, and after the first of the year, don't forget that we only do one Friday Night Live a month. So if you want to see our band, you want to catch us doing our thing, you need to get your tickets now and come see us from now till the middle or the end of November.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And it is the hottest ticket in town. It is. You guys really knocked the roof off this place. It's really
well. It's all they come to see the lights. Is what it is.
I do have a surprise this week. I'm hoping.
You got something new coming in?
A new toy. Yeah, a new toy.
Oh, Eddie's always.
If the hurricane doesn't hold me back.
True.
I'm putting it up. Yeah.
Is there any hints, or do we have to wait?
No, I can't. Roger don't even. Yeah, so I know this is a total surprise of every. No, Roger knows. Roger knows a little bit.
Well, Eddie,
he knows how much you have to pay for it.
It's gonna be good. I was inspired by the Pink Floyd show. We'll put that way.
Nice.
That's the only surprise I can give.
So there's an inflatable pig coming?
No. It's gonna be good. It'll be good. It'll be worth coming to Friday. If we're not sold out, you better get a ticket and get here.
Did you ever see the inflatable pig?
I'm talking smack now. I hope I can deliver.
The Pink Floyd show. Did you ever see that? The inflatable pig?
Remember, the one that I seen they were from Australia. It's really Yeah, and they had an inflatable kangaroo.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We got one coming here. We got a Pink Floyd show coming here.
Yeah, we do. That's
Can't
going to be
wait.
in November, right?
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. October 26th, the Pink Floyd experience is coming. 2 shows, and of course, tickets are selling fast on that one too. So
Yeah.
make sure you get your tickets quick. Eddie, what do you got for us today?
Ronnie Millsap, autographed T-shirt. Did you guys ever get to see Ronnie or meet him or his
Oh, yeah.
band or anything? You
Yes.
did?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never got to see him, but I couldn't pass on this one. I love his signature, though. His signature, just kind of like, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's special, man. When I jumped on this one, I was like, yeah, gotta have that. Gotta have that.
Well, when I was playing guitar for a country singer named Julie Reeves, we did an opening for Ronnie Millsap, and I got to go backstage and meet him. And little embarrassing story on myself here. I go up and I don't. Did you got to meet him? Take a picture with him?
Yes.
You know, every time he takes a picture, the first thing he does is he says 29 right before you take a picture. And I never got the story of exactly why he says that. But when I walked up to meet him, I walk up to him and I say, Mr. Millsap, you know, great to meet you. I'm a huge fan. Nice to meet you. Stuck my hand out right in front of him. Yeah, not the best thing to do in front of Ronnie Millsap. Just stick your hand out in front of him and expect him to reach out and grab it.
Oh, I remember part of his show was it was all set up. You know, he would walk to the edge of the stage, and he would talk to the people about how he knew that you know he had just taken 15 steps, and the band told him there was at least 30 steps to the front of the stage. So,
he puts on a great show. If
Yeah.
you haven't, I don't know if he's still touring or not.
He's getting close to calling it. I know they did a big celebration for him in Nashville recently. But
Yeah, he used to do this bit where he had these sunglasses with windshield wipers and said that if he wore those, they'd let him drive the bus.
you know, that Thursday night that got canceled, but there is a Thursday night superstar contest coming up.
Actually, there's 2, I believe, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah. We have a couple of great contests coming up. We're going to be having an over 30 performers and an under 30 performers. And that's coming up real soon. So if you want to sign up for that, you need to contact Neil Bogus or contact one of our volunteers here at the Opry, and they'll let you know how to sign up for that. Got some great prizes this time. They're giving away cash this time,
Oh, good.
$1,000. So I'm
Cash
thinking
is-
about signing up.
cash is good, yeah.
Can I sign up? Is that? I don't think I'm allowed.
No.
Dave, you're not allowed to sign up. However, we do have a question for Doug.
Oh, Dougie.
Oh boy.
Sherry Young would like to know what the ring is that you wear when you're on stage, the turquoise ring.
Ah,
This sounds like an insider question.
it kind of is, yeah. Well, that was given to me by Macy Mack and her mom, Bridget, and they gave me that ring because I'm just ringing in my ears here. They wanted to make sure, because the camera always shows just down on the steel on my hands, and that way they could know it was me.
Ah,
Well, I don't think many of the rest of us are playing pedal steel, so.
no.
It's like the Dukes of Hazzard and Waylon sings, and
There
my
you
mama
go.
wants to know why they always show my hands and not my face on TV.
Yep.
On that competition, actually, there's 2 different ones, and one's called the Golden Star, and the other one is the Silver Star on that competition coming that you guys mentioned. One is for the 30 and older, and then 30 and under competition. So there's 2 competitions, actually, for that.
Yep. And those competitions are going to be starting after the first of the year, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I see that now. A Thursday night competition that we have coming up on December 5th looks fun. We have an ugly sweaters and Christmas Carol show. That's going to be cool.
In September?
In October, December.
Oh,
December 5th.
Oh, yeah.
It's at the bottom of the first page there.
Okay, there it is. I already have mine picked out. Yeah. It's
Your
got
Christmas Carol or your ugly sweater?
the ugly sweater.
Oh, okay.
It's got a cowbell on it.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Doug has his PhD in cowbell. So, yeah, they if you don't know, we went up to Sanford, Michigan Sunday and did a show up there in support of Bobby's hometown. They're raising some money. The dam burst, what, like 3 years ago? Something like that?
Yes.
And so they hold an annual event now that Bobby hosts that they're raising money to build up the community again. And when we were there, they had a cowbell for Doug because we couldn't fly all of our gear up there. So, but the cowbell they had for Doug was wrapped up in duct tape, and we're like, how can you do that to a performer of his magnitude?
Duct tape will fix everything.
Well, yeah, no. They had it all wrapped up, and Dougie was playing his heart out, and all you could hear was thump, thump, thump.
Those people in Sanford were really nice, though.
Oh, it was awesome. We had a great time. It was a little bit wet, but
It was, and they were troopers. They
Yeah.
sat out there in the rain.
oh man, they had a huge dance floor. There was people out there. Kept waiting for somebody to do a slip and slide on it, but didn't happen.
But
Fortunately, because most of our crowd was of our age, and I don't think slip and slide would do too well for us.
Was that drunk guy named Willie shouting Freebird out this year?
Willie,
He was just flying free birds.
Flying a Freebird.
Willie worked hard.
I'll
Willie,
bet he did. Yeah, I'm sure
works
he does.
hard.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
He got up early. We had to, of course, we had to fly real early because we played Saturday night, and then we flew up Sunday morning, played Sunday evening, and flew back yesterday morning. And Willie met us at the airport, drove us up there, got us at the hotel the next morning, and drove us down here. Went back and went to work and worked all
Wow.
day. So that guy works his tail end off. And big thanks to Willie. Big shout out to Willie Dice up there for having us and doing a great job taking care of us. Got us some great food, and
He did.
yeah, it was a good time, real good time.
So here's a question, and I know, Doug, yours is 13. But Dave, I believe this question was asked for you already, but how many instruments do you play? Including
At a time?
Guitar and bass is separate.
Guitar and bass separate, being separate, really pretty much that's all I play is guitar and bass. When I was younger, I played trumpet in the marching band. I played, I can play some drums, but just enough to, nothing that I actually claim. I'm not, I would never say I'm a drummer, but I would say I'm a bass player. I can play bass and I play guitar, but that's pretty much it. And then, now when it comes to guitar, I pride myself on being able to play a lot of different styles of guitar. I could play, acoustic, electric, slide, different things like that. And that's one of the cool things about what this band can do. We can go from stone country, Ray Price, even like to Bob Wills kind of stuff, and then turn around and go all the way to hard rock, We'll do Free All Right Now, right after Merle Haggard, So that's
We were rocking up in Michigan.
oh man, we had it. And
Bobby wrote out a set list that had all of our hard-hitting songs on
all of the hard hitting stuff, and that sound man had it cranked. That's the loudest I think we've played in a long time. As loudest I played in a long time, and I'm used to be known for playing extra loud.
it. Yeah, and Bobby's still recuperating from his birthday. He's not as young as he used to be.
No, it was Bobby's birthday, so Larry, one of our buddies up there, makes him a birthday pie. He got a special birthday pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
And I didn't get none.
No. Used to be when we were younger, we'd do shots. Now it's pumpkin pie.
Now it's pies, yeah. Yeah. Birthdays hit a little bit different after 50. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what happens in October here?
What's that?
Rocktober. Well, it used to be called Rocktoberfest, but now it's Rock the OBO.
Nice.
And we've talked about a couple of them, but maybe we could, for people that would like to get tickets, we'd tell them what's going on in October.
Cool. Well, we got a lot of great shows coming up in October, but some of them, again, are already sold out. All the Hotel California shows are completely sold out. So if you don't have your tickets, you're out of luck. But coming up on October 5th, we have Rocket Man, a tribute to Elton John, which is going to be a really cool show. I've heard a lot of great things about this show also. I'm not sure exactly. I think it was Bobby that was telling me. what a cool show they are.
Well, we were watching the previews, and their costume changes alone will be worth seeing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eddie, aren't you the one that said that he actually has some of Elton John's
Yes.
costumes?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and those tickets are selling real fast. He is doing 2 shows, so 2:30 and 7 p.m. If you don't have your tickets for those, get them while they can. On October 12th, we have Eddie's favorite show coming in. We have Crush, a tribute to Bon Jovi. So,
I will be bringing in the legendary Bon Jovi jacket for them to drool over again. Last time they were here,
Ooh.
he wanted it. He wanted it. The lead singer wanted it because it literally, Bon Jovi put that jacket on. And I worked with his aunt, and she fixed me up with the company that made that. And I've had that thing since, I think, '86. And it's one that I wear out here whenever we do the like New Year's Eve kind of thing. But that Bon Jovi jacket is the exact same jacket that he passed on mine because it had a little bit more pins. But these guys are really, really good. And Bon Jovi, they're right on the money with this. You know, they really need to get a ticket for that show. There's 2 shows also, but that one's going to be great. And who knows, he wanted the jacket. He wanted to buy it from me. I said, no, if I ever part with it, I'll get it to you. But that's a powerhouse show of great Bon Jovi hits, all the hits they play.
And we're going to have 2 of them. 2
Yes.
shows.
2 shows.
2:30
Correct.
and 7.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Going to be great. Looking forward to it.
all right, coming up on the 19th, we have a return group, Captured, a Journey tribute. They were here last year, I've heard.
Yes.
Keith talks really highly of these guys because I guess last year when Keith came to audition for the group was when Captured was here. And he said that they just blew him away. And coming from Keith, that's, if you know anything about our bass player, Keith Horn, you know, any praise is high praise coming from him. And again, there's 2 shows for that, 2:30 and 7. I think actually all of these have 2 shows, don't they?
Yeah, I believe they do.
All right.
If there's anything different, we'll say so.
Yep. And then again on the 26th, we have the Pink Floyd Experience coming in. On the 29th and 30th, we have Hotel California. That's a Monday and a Tuesday, but again, those shows are sold out already. A new one coming in November is going to be Laurel Canyon, tribute to Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Is it young too, or
Yeah,
just
I think it's young too. There's only 3 of them in the group, but I believe they're doing those songs with Neil Young too.
They'll do some
Yeah.
Neil Young songs.
Oh, the people at that show, people are going to, they're going to say, I forgot about that song. You know, they had so many hits, and you forget about Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. That's going to be a great one too. The harmonies are amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. November 9th, we have Fleetwood Mac, which is one of the country's biggest Fleetwood Mac tribute groups. Those are selling fast too, so I don't know how many tickets are left for that, but there's not many. That's coming up on November 9th. November 16th is another return group. Stevie Ray Visited is what the group is called. Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute. If you're a fan of blues guitar, you need to make sure and catch that one. Then closing it out on November 23rd, we have Absolute Queen, which is a tribute to the band Queen. Keith and I are both really looking forward to seeing that just because we want to see how good this guy is.
Oh, I've seen the show, believe it or not. I've seen that exact show, and they are really, really
Cop
good.
and Freddie Mercury ought to be.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, it really is.
That's going to be powerhouse there. If that's not sold out, yeah, that one's getting close to being sold out too.
But Doug, you know what's special about the November 16th show, the Stevie Ray?
What's that?
Is that's our first blues group because coming up after the first of the year, we have an incredible lineup. We're going to be doing a series known as the Blues and Brews, or is it Brews and Blues?
Blues and Brews.
Blues and Brews. Yeah. We have a whole bunch of blues acts coming in, and it's going to be on Wednesday night, so it's going to be a different night for us. Something new we're trying. It's going to be awesome. I know a lot of the groups that are coming in. I've seen them before. Although Bobby says I'm from New Mexico, I actually lived in Texas for a long time, and I saw a lot of these groups in Texas. And the one I'm really looking forward to is Walter Trout.
Yeah.
Just because the guy's a legend, you know. And there's a girl guitar player coming in. Her name's Allie Venable. I saw her when she was 16 in Dallas, and she was smoking back then, and she's in her 20s now. So I can't wait to see it. Yeah, it's going to be good. And we get to open for some of those shows.
We do get to open for 3 of them.
Yep. Gonna be fun. So make
gonna-
sure to get your
I'm gonna
tickets.
pull
They're
out
already for
my-
sale too. The tickets for the Blues and Blues are already available. If you a fan of the Blues, make sure to pick those up while you can, because some of those are gonna sell out absolutely.
I'm going to pull out the slide guitar.
Nice.
Lap steel.
All right, now, Doug has this incredible it's called a lap steel, but you actually strap it on.
Yeah.
Called a mellow bar, but it's so cool because it's a flying V, and I want to see Doug playing a flying V.
Me too. I love flying V.
It's gonna be awesome.
And maybe through your amp.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, Bobby's been using it for his harmonica, and it
Oh,
sounds.
he's gonna keep it for that.
So
So I won't be using that amp.
Well, maybe we'll hook you up with my on my
Get him a
Princeton or
Marshall.
something. Ah, there you go. We got that Marshall in the back. We'll get you a Marshall stack for your
It'll be.
flying V.
I'll find something. It'll be good. I see Roger came in the room here.
Yeah.
Roger Byers has joined us, and he's checking up on us,
The bigger half of our
Keeping an eye on us.
of our bosses. So
making sure we keep it clean.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug.
Yes.
So Jerry Burns had wrote in a question. Hey, Doug, question. Do you still have your trophies from the 1977 Battle of the Bands, Independence, Iowa, proudly displayed somewhere? Could you elaborate on that for us? And what is that?
Well, first, hi Jerry. How you doing? Jerry was our drummer, and yeah, when our little local band won a Battle of the Bands, and to be honest with you, I didn't get any of the trophies, although one of them was kind of intended for me. I think we won the overall band and the male vocalist and the female vocalist and the instrumentalist, and I can't remember if there was more to them or not. But no, I never got to keep any of them. I think Daryl has them, and Daryl's coming down. He's going to be at one of our showcases here in a couple weeks on Halloween night.
Nice.
Daryl's going to be singing with us. So make sure you tune in for that, Jerry, and I hope you're doing great up there in Iowa.
Maybe we'll do one of the tunes you did for your Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, maybe. There was definitely a Ronnie Millsap, I think,
Ah.
in there. I think Jerry probably sang "Pure Love." I'm guessing.
That's a good song. I
Yeah.
love that tune.
You know, the thing coming October 8th, which is right around the corner, is our big Star Series. They're going to go on sale. All them tickets are going on sale. Just to
gosh,
brush
yeah.
through some of these, just some of the names. You know, of course, we got Elvis. Cody's coming in beginning of January because that's, I believe, Elvis's birthday weekend. You know, and then we've got the, just to name a bunch of them, if you rattle through here, Phil Dirt and the Dozers. You've got the Santana tribute of Soul Sacrifice, the Gatlin Brothers, the Isaacs. We haven't had them in a little while. Jason D. Williams, Crystal Gale, the I don't know about the Cleverleys. Bobby was talking about them last week. I believe they're kind of a. Do you know about them, Doug? The Cleverleys?
They are kind of I believe they're kind of a bluegrass group
That plays rock.
That plays
Yeah,
rock songs.
yeah, I remember talking
on
about that.
bluegrass instruments.
And that, Paul Thorne, of course, from the blues, he's coming in. The Louis Prima, right? Did I say that right?
Prima.
Louis Prima.
Louis Prima.
He was scheduled last year, and then something happened. Prima, and they're coming back. It was rescheduled this year. Lee Greenwood, of course, Bellamy Brothers. You've got Jeff Allen, the comedian, who a lot of people really, really like Jeff Allen, and who else have we got there? We've got the Grassroots are coming back, and ABBA tribute. Jimmy Fortune, of course. Susie Boggess, who I absolutely love. She is such a sweetheart. And her new record's really, really good. The Ricky Skaggs, of course. We've got the Carpenters tribute on Valentine's Day. Neil McCoy is always a big show here. Go ahead, Doug. You can follow up on some more of them if you want.
Well, I see that these tickets for the Star Series are going on sale October 8th. Is that right? Yeah. So that's coming up.
Yeah.
Just here in a week or two.
About a week, yeah.
And last year, if I remember right, you want to get it either online. Sometimes it jams the things, so you can come here and actually get them in the lobby too. You can get they'll be open. I don't know what time they open that day, but probably 9 or 10, I think. 9 o'clock, yeah. So get here early if you want the really, really good seats for those shows, because some of them go really quick.
You were talking about Louis Prima coming in. I don't know if I owe him a debt of gratitude or if I just owe him, because that was actually the week I auditioned for the group that Louis canceled. And I came down and I played the contest. It was the first week of the contest. I auditioned the very first night. And the second night was supposed to be Louis Prima, and he got sick and canceled. So my very second night with the band, we did a Friday Night Live.
Wow, you're in.
And that,
The
like I
audition
said,
went well.
I guess it went well because the next day they offered me the job. So,
It'll work.
so
Oh, that Rod Stewart tribute, that one's going to be phenomenal. We've had him here before, but he brought Rod Stewart's original sax player with him, and now he's bringing Carmine Appice, drummer, who was Rod Stewart's drummer, with him on that show.
Carmen Appice's
He's
actually
going to
coming.
be here. He's going to
Oh.
be here playing drums. I just recently seen him in Tampa with one of his first groups called Cactus. That dude's a legend. That dude's
Absolutely. I mean,
So just what is the website? What's the
our website.
URL of the website there, Eddie? Tell them how they can get to us.
I don't know.
obopry.com.
Kurt, you know that?
Yes, obopry.com.
Okay, obopry.com.
I hear a lot of people say it as
I just
OBOPRY
I just click on it
because
when I go
people
on.
with the OBO, because everybody calls this place the OBO.
OBO Pry.
OBOPRY,
So for
OBOPRY.com.
the people
But
watching at home, there's a link in the comments where you can open up the list that the boys are reading right now.
Yes.
For
yes.
everybody else here in the audience, if you go out to that box office, those people out there will have a copy for you as well.
Yes, yes.
Jimmy Sturr, the Polka King, will be here.
All right.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
polka.
really looking forward to that one. The Buckinghams, we've never had them here. Remember, kind of a drag.
Yeah.
That was going to be special. So we've got some great, Gene Watson, of course. That's
Oh,
gonna,
Gene Watson. Yeah,
I'm
I
really
can't wait for
looking
that
forward
one.
to the George and Tammy Forever show. I'm a huge George Jones fan, so that's going to be really good. The three tenors, the redneck tenors, they were a lot of fun when they were here before.
Yeah, they were great last year. We do have the Phil Collins Experience coming back, and he was really good.
Two drums and Eddie's Beautiful Lights last time. That was a show you
Right.
don't want to miss.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They were great. They were great, man.
So now we got a little bit better information here. The Golden Star contest for Thursday nights
Yes.
starts on the 9th of January. That's week 1.
And the Golden Stars is 30 and above. Singers that are age 30 and over is going to be the Golden Stars. And then the Rising Stars will be
Rising
30
Stars.
and younger. And that contest will start on November 6th.
On March 6th.
March 6th, I'm sorry. I'm
So
still in
I'm
November.
guessing the new name of the band is the Golden All-Star Opry Band now, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now we're past golden.
That's gold.
We're platinum now.
That's right.
As long as we're not dirt.
I do like that platinum. That's cool. You guys are platinum. Moldy, yeah. Rusty platinum. That's a
So here's a question for Fast Eddie from Bobby Randall.
uh-oh.
How much polka memorabilia? I can't say that word.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, that word. Does
Bobby's
Fast
not allowed
Eddie
to ask any
have?
questions. Bobby, polka memorabilia.
Yep.
See, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I polka'd it up, but I don't know if I got any polka memorabilia. I probably will after that show. I probably got a Jimmy Sturr album somewhere.
You don't have any autographed accordions back there somewhere?
No, my aunt played accordion growing up, and it was like almost worse than learning to play violin in the early days.
What's your favorite part of polka?
The oomp or
Well,
the
you
pop?
guys really pushed me in the corner here. My favorite part of polka, I have a favorite song.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. In heaven there is no
Oh,
beer.
Jesus.
That's why we drink it here. Jimmy Sturr probably won't do that song, but I'll shout it out though. Hey, maybe I can talk him into it. We'll see. But
I would
Pennsylvania-
have thought it was the Pennsylvania polka.
Nah, I played Pennsylvania polka so many times in weddings. It was like, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's
you
gonna be
have-
different. It's gonna be different. You know, they may sell out. I'll probably eat my words with Roger on that.
Do you have a set of lederhosen?
No.
No. Okay,
No,
I'm just
no.
checking.
No, polka night. at the Orange Blossom Opry. It'll be good. It'll be, they said there's a pretty big polka organization over in the Villages.
Another question for you there, Doug, is how did it come about with the cowbell?
Yeah, well, we were going to do a Beatles song. You can't do that. And there was no pedal steel on it. There's no steel on it, or of course it's a Beatles song. So Bobby said, well, we can't just have you doing nothing. So why don't you grab a cowbell and kind of go out there and go all Will Ferrell on us and, really play it up.
It worked.
Yeah, and I said, well, okay, I'll do that.
Well, thank goodness he didn't
so
have
I
to grab
did
a
it.
tambourine.
That's probably his biggest regret in life is saying that to me. So if he's listening, I'm sure he's
Yeah.
really enjoying the
Cowbell.
cowbell.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, we're about halfway through the podcast, and I want to talk to anybody online that is just joining us. Thursday night's showcase has been canceled to the weather, so if you were planning on coming Thursday, make sure to note that we will not be open. We'll be closed on Thursday, so everybody can take care of their themselves, because we do have a pretty severe storm coming this way. So make sure to let anybody that you know that might be planning on coming to Thursday night showcase. We're not going to be open due to the storm.
I wondered why I have not received a list from Neil yet.
Yeah,
guess
it probably
that's why.
explains it.
I guess that's why.
Yeah, that would have made it short work if we got the songs the day before.
It would have, but it's still going to be a good week. We got Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. The Toby Keith show's coming up this weekend. They're going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to that because, I met Toby Keith the first time before he was even out, when he was still doing the bar circuit. When I was in one of my first road bands, we played a lot of the same rooms because his band was out of Oklahoma, my band was out of New Mexico. And the video for Should Have Been a Cowboy was actually shot in my hometown of Las Cruces. The stage coaches and everything were all rented right there locally. And the local nightclub there was called Cowboys. It's not there anymore, but Toby Keith did all the video for that in my hometown of Las Cruces, New Mexico. That's a little bit of trivia.
What do you? We got Thursday night off.
Yeah, we do.
What do you suppose we ought to do? Got any ideas?
County line?
Hurricane golf. That's what I say.
Oh, Hurricane golf would be
Yeah,
fun.
we'll go out golfing and
So here's another question for you there, Dave, is where did you get your first big break?
Well,
Still waiting for it?
January, I got to audition because Louis Prima got canceled, so I got to play Friday Night Live. I guess you could consider that a big break.
Not just here, but anywhere.
Well, I always say that I got the experience of performing with a lot of record artists that just lost their deals. So every Nashville labeled act I've ever played with either just lost their deal or only ever had one song out. So I played with, like I said, Julie Reeves had a big single back in the early '90s. I played with. I used to audition for a lot of bands. I actually back in the early '90s, I got the opportunity to audition for Brooks and Dunn, I kept getting called back. A good friend of mine from Tulsa was friends with Ronnie Dunn, and that's how I got that introduction. And the last time that they called me, I didn't go to the audition, and that's when they hired the guitar player that they had for 30 years. So it was out of that audition.
So instead of you being a big deal, you're like no deal.
I'm no deal, yeah.
no deal, Dave.
You're a big deal for us here in Wisdale.
Oh,
Dave.
that's
We're
loud.
glad you're here.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike's loud.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you want him turned down?
He's got that voice of authority.
And Eddie could come down a little bit too, thanks.
Yeah.
But no, I played the mountain circuit back when I was in my late teens, early 20s with my brother. My brother and I had a band that we did a lot of the road work out of there. And when my brother decided he was going to get off the road and have a normal life, I went to Austin, and I was working with a group out of Austin, and we did a lot of dates up in Canada. And through that group, I actually ended up meeting a lot of people. So it was probably in the mid-'90s that I started performing with recording acts and things like that. I got to do a bunch of shows up in Canada with, I don't know if anybody remembers a Canadian singer named Paul Brandt.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a CD.
I did a 2-week run with him in Canada. Then I did a 2-week run with a girl singer named Lisa Brokop.
Oh, yeah, Lisa. I remember her,
Lisa's
too.
got an incredible song right now, a brand new CD that she did a duet with Georgette Jones on, and it's called "Who's Gonna Fill Their Heels?" And they
I've heard
redid
that.
Georgia's song. It's really, really good.
Yeah, she's a fantastic singer.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time in Canada in the mid-'90s, so much that I actually considered moving there for a little while. But then went back to Texas and ended up doing a lot of house bands.
Well, we're sure glad to have you here.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to be here. I love house bands.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if anybody here in the house has a question, just put your hand up. Mike will come to you and give you a microphone.
Yeah,
so
we
the
do.
boys can
We do
hear
have
you.
a
It's,
rowdy crowd here.
All right,
so
Dougie, and Dave, and I think we asked Dave this question, but I get a question for you. The starstruck, we always we're talking about, was there anybody that you met that you really were starstruck on? Start with Dougie.
well, it wouldn't be anybody that
It don't have
most
to be a
people
musician,
would know.
anybody.
It was a
Yeah.
musician, yeah. Buddy Emmons, of course, was my hero on steel guitar, and got to know him pretty well, actually. But the first time I met him, or didn't meet him, the first time I saw him, I played the Thursday night was a amateur night for the International Steel Guitar Convention, and I didn't know any better. I come walking up the aisle with a steel in one hand, an amp in another, and said, I want to sign up and play. And so I played, and I'm gonna play a song, Wild Mountain Time, and it was a song that Buddy had recorded. So the band kicks it off, and I'm playing, and I look down, and Buddy's standing down in the front of the stage, just kind of crossing his arm, watching, I've never had this happen to me before, but my hands turned ice cold, but I was sweating on my forehead. And he looked up and he just kind of smiled and nodded and walked away. But that was definitely starstruck.
Cool.
nice.
All right, Dave,
We talked about that a little bit before, but I have a funny story about a famous encounter that I had back in the early '90s when I was living in New Mexico still. When my brother and I still had our group. I was dating a girl that lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So when we were off, I would go see her, and her best friend was a bartender at one of the real swanky resorts there in Santa Fe, and she called us up one day and said, "Hey, come down and see me during my shift. There's some people here making a movie." And so we went down to the bar, and we're sitting there, and they were making the film Natural Born Killers. You remember that one?
Yeah.
It was an Oliver Stone movie. So Oliver Stone's sitting at one table, and Woody Harrelson is sitting at this other table, and we're, of course, you're supposed to act cool, you don't want to go fangirl over everybody. But I'm sitting there at this bar, and I'm drinking this imported beer, and this guy sitting next to me, I have no idea who this guy is, and he goes, "Hey, what kind of beer is that?" I say, "Well, it's a Modelo, it's a Mexican beer." And he goes, "Is it any good?" I was like, "Sure." And I called the girl over, and I bought this guy a beer, and he leans over, he goes, "My name's Rob." He shakes my hand, and we were just talking, and we ended up going clubbing around Santa Fe, and it ended up being Robert Downey Jr.
wow.
Yeah, who knew? But that was the days when he was a little less than sober. That was a little less than sober night. So, but it was a lot of fun.
So here's a question for you, Doug, and I don't even know the answer to this one, so I know it's a good one.
I might not know the answer.
Oh, yeah. How did you get your start here at the Orange Blossom Opry?
Good question.
Ah,
Boy, I don't even remember that, and I was here.
well, in my younger days, I was about 16 years at Church Street Station in Orlando, and the guitar player I worked with there the whole time was Forrest Rogers, and Forrest was a guitar player here, and they had a steel player, and he got sick.
Yeah.
Was it a stroke?
Yes.
Yeah, Brian had a stroke, and they needed somebody to come down for a month to fill in for him while he recuperated. And so I came down for just 1 month, and then the next year, the position was kind of open, so I came down for 3 months.
What year was that?
Let's see,
Or about?
2017, I think, the first time, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
somewhere around.
And 18.
Boss says yes.
Yeah, in 18, and then right after that, started full time. So my good friend Forrest Rogers recommended me to the bosses, and then I talked to them, and the rest is history, as they say.
How many years did you play at Church Street?
About 16 years. I was also working Disney the whole time while I worked at Church Street, on and off. I'd work at Disney during the day and then go work at Church Street
A
at
few
night.
stars came through them.
What do you do
places.
for Disney? I can't speak today.
The first 8 years I was in Frontierland in the Magic Kingdom at a little dinner show called the Diamond Horseshoe, and I played banjo and fiddle there. And then after that I started playing over in Epcot a lot, playing fiddle for Norwegian fiddle mostly. I played a street performer in Norway and in Canada, on the stage in Canada, and a little bit in France doing tangos, and then I did a couple in the American Pavilion. The Voices of Liberty would do the 5 days, and then on 2 days they had a bluegrass band.
Did you do any polkas?
No polkas. Well, I did, not in American Pavilion, but in the Norwegian show we did a lot of polkas. Yeah, polskas.
So you already have a lot of experience with bluegrass and polka.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're ready for the shows coming up.
I'm ready. I'm being from Iowa, and I want to say hi to everybody in Iowa. My mom didn't answer the phone this morning. Maybe that's because she was listening to this.
What's the time difference in Iowa?
It's an hour difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a question for you, Dave, is when did you meet Chris, and how did you meet Chris?
I met Chris in the year 2000. He was playing in a house band in Arlington, Texas, at a nightclub called Cowboys. That's also not there.
Yeah.
I was playing in a house band in a band in Cheyenne that when my eldest son had just been born, my son's grandmother lived in Dallas, so we came down to see so she could meet her grandson. He was literally 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old, and we came down, and one of my best friends was playing bass in that band, and I went up to see him that night, and that was the night that I met Chris. And it was Providence, because the next day, Kevin asked me. Kevin was the bass player. His name was Kevin Bray. He's unfortunately passed on, but Kevin called me the next day. I went to see him on a Wednesday night, and then on the Thursday, Kevin called me, asked me how I liked the show, and it was a really big theater. Well, it was a nightclub, it was a bar, but and I said, it was great. The band was fantastic. It was a house band job, and he said, well, would you consider auditioning? And I was like, well, what's wrong with the guitar player you got? And they said, well, he's not reliable. So I was like,
What? A guitar player? Not reliable?
not reliable, right? So, and the reason we had come down to Dallas is because the band I was playing with, based out of Denver, was playing in San Marcos, Texas, the following week. So I actually had all my gear with me. And so I was like, okay, well, he's like, well, come down tonight and sit in with the band and see what you think. And I was like, okay. So I went down to the club that next night, and that's when I met Chris, and I met all the other guys in the band. A drummer named Gary Barnes was the drummer. I want to say hi to Gary because he watches a lot of these, watches our Friday Night Lives.
Yeah.
He lives up in Georgia now. But I went and we were waiting for the band to start, and showtime came and went, and no band. And turns out the guitar player didn't show up. So they said, they called me back there, and we went through a list and put together a set of about 12 songs of their songs that I figured I could just play on the fly. And went and they counted it off, and we kicked off. And of course, the very first song, I kicked it off in the record key, and they did it a half step up. So
Oh, yeah.
very first note, very first time ever hearing me play, I started off in the wrong key.
And I want to go back. I have a question. When you said you showed up with all of your equipment, I happen to know that you have quite a collection.
Oh.
So to say that you showed up, did you bring a semi?
No. I just my road gear. It was like the stuff that we sent up to Michigan. It was
Okay.
a small combo amp and
So
a
you
couple
had
of
one
guitars.
rig with
Yeah,
you.
my
Okay.
rig. I had my rig with me.
Well, another question is that, you got so many guitars. There's got to be that one that you go, yeah, that's it.
Well, actually, I've been asked that question a lot. And Saturday night, after our second show, I had a gentleman come up to me, and my favorite guitar, the guitar that I've had this guitar for 25 years, is my Tom Anderson guitar. It's the blonde with the red pick guard. Unless you know much about guitars, you won't really know it. But Tom Anderson is a small company in California that makes high-end handmade guitars. And when I got this guitar, it was like my end-all, be-all guitar. And the gentleman comes up to me and goes, "Man, I love that Tom Anderson guitar." And it just completely floored me because I was like, "How do you know what Tom Anderson guitars are?" He's like, "Oh, I know exactly what it is." But yeah, that's definitely, I've said that they're going to bury me with it, but my eldest son says, "No, we're not."
So,
Because he wants that guitar.
so Dave, your house is on fire, and your wife and your Tom Anderson are right there together. Which one do you grab and save?
Well,
You've got two arms, Dave. You can grab one.
right? I can fit one under each arm. Now the problem is Charlene will have a cat in each arm and under her chin, and we'll have to save all the cats
Okay,
first. But
Well, I'll let you off the hook then.
yeah,
All right, well, Dougie, now that we got Dave down there, being that you play so many different instruments, there's got to be one. I mean, I know it's great being a variety, and you do them all very well, but I mean, there's got to be one that is your favorite. If you had, like, say, if somebody wanted to hire you as a band and you said you got to choose what instrument you were going to do in that band, and it could only be one instrument, what would it be?
Well, the steel is
Okay.
my strongest instrument and the one I'm the most comfortable on. So if I was going to go to a jam session and be able to adapt to anything that they play, the steel probably would, the pedal steel.
With that said, I found it kind of interesting that Friday night when you were highlighted, you chose the fiddle instead of the steel.
Well, I thought about doing a song on the steel. I thought about doing Beauty and the Beast. And maybe if I ever get to do another one, I'll do that. But it just seemed more appropriate to be able to come out front, and Bobby has me out there on his song, so I wanted to make sure he was out there because he's such a great guitar player that to be able to come out
And
front with
that
him.
was a great fiddle performance, too.
Oh, thank you.
So why would you have done Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, from working at Disney,
Yeah.
and I got to play the international convention as an artist, not as an amateur, and only 30 people in the world get invited to do this, and that was one of the songs I did, and as a joke, I was working at Disney, and I brought up mouse ears for everybody, and Jimmy Queen was the drummer, and Jimmy, if you knew him, he's a real character. So I brought one set of pink ears that I gave to Jimmy to wear. So that's I love that song, and it plays real well on the steel.
You kind of glossed over what I thought, just hearing for the first time, was a big deal here. You were one of 30 players in the world that got offered the chance to play at this International Steel Convention.
Yeah, I was
that's
showcased.
kind of a big deal, more than the Mickey ears.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that was in '90. I played it in '94, and then again later on, later '90s. But yeah,
So
that was
twice.
Yeah, that was it was a great honor. I probably have Herbie Wallace to thank for that. He really stood up for me and said this guy needs to be up there, and so he was
Very
a
impressive.
great steel player. For any of the steel players will know who he is. But
And you just got done this past Christmas playing with Disney as well on like one of their big
I did.
things.
Yeah,
Christmas show,
with
wasn't it?
Chrissy Metz. Yeah, she was the one of the stars on a show called
This is us. Isn't
This
it?
Is
Oh,
Us,
yeah.
yes. And that's showing on Netflix now. So.
Oh, nice.
Chris
So,
is-
Doug, you don't really talk about this much, but people that Church Street Station was a really big deal. And
yeah.
it was, I have many recordings of big stars that played there.
Yes.
You got to have some story on, give us one. Give us one story of Church Street Station of one of the stars that come in there.
Oh, of one of the stars that
Yeah.
came in there?
Yeah. Either you got to watch or just something.
Well, I mean, some of the favorite ones were Haggart came in and Clint Strong was playing guitar with him, and so that was definitely a highlight. But the steel player I mentioned before, Buddy Emmons, did the TNN. He was in the TNN staff band, so he played behind a lot of these people, and we played behind some of them too. But that's where I got to know him a little better, and it was kind of standoffish, and I couldn't figure out how to. So finally, one night I offered to buy him a beer, and then I couldn't shut him up. so it was a lot of fun, and probably the highlight that I can remember was they were doing the TNN tapings, and Lee Greenwood happened to be in the area. He was doing something at Disney, I believe, and he just stopped in, and the Gulf War had just started, and they wanted him to do God Bless the USA, and this was being simulcast on Ralph Emery show. And so, but the house band there, some of them knew it, some of them didn't, but we played it every night, so our band knew it, so they just said, well, just go ahead and you guys play it. So I did, and which meant we didn't change equipment, so I played God Bless the USA with Lee Greenwood over satellite
Wow, that's a
image
big deal.
on Buddy Emmons' steel.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
So does he set his steel up like you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I have
You
mine
set yours
set
up like him.
yes.
Because I know you and Bobby play steel set up differently.
Yeah, he's backwards.
Ah. Well, see, that way he would fit in with me and Keith then, since we're backwards.
Yeah, exactly. But Church Street was a great time. That was a great part.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So Nancy Wallace, Doug, wants to know, how many steel guitars do you own?
Well, I have 3 pedal steels, 3 double necks, and then I have, maybe 5 lap steels and 3 dobros. They're all kind of in the steel family.
We need to put this in perspective, though. He says he has 3 steels, and they always give me and Keith and Bobby a hard time about having so many guitars. Now, some of our guitars are pretty valuable, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. A pedal steel starts at about $5,000.
Yeah.
So to have 3 of them is
they're like 10.
yeah.
Dougie, what's the most expensive steel you've ever seen?
Well, the one I play is probably as well. A Franklin, sometimes they'll pop up to 13,000, 14,000, but
it's like a car, like buying a car.
it is. But I have more expensive instruments.
Yeah, I know that.
My
I know that.
violins.
Tell them about that fiddle.
Yeah, I have a Roth violin that's probably worth
Violin.
a lot more.
So a YouTube question is, where do you guys get your energy for all the travel and the performances that you guys are doing?
Coffee. Lots and lots of coffee.
If you would have saw us on the plane catching flies, you wouldn't have thought we had all that much energy. I know we're getting down to it. We probably ought to repeat a little bit of this.
Yeah,
stuff
I was going to
before we
say
get-
we're winding down, so we want to touch back on some of the shows that we have coming up. We do have some great shows coming up here in October. Rock the OBOs starting on October 5th with the Rocket Man tribute to Elton John. October 12th, the Bon Jovi tribute with starring the band Crush. Captured Journey tribute on October 19th. The Pink Floyd Experience on October 26th. And then the Hotel California on October 29th and 30th. Unfortunately, those shows are sold out. November 2nd, Laurel Canyon, tribute to Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. November 9th, Fleetwood Mac. November 16th, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Revisited. And November 23rd, Absolute Queen. All those tickets are selling really fast. 2 shows for each act. 2:30 and 7 p.m. If you don't have your tickets now, get them quick because this place does sell out regularly.
And all
Absolutely.
the Christmas shows are on sale too.
All the
Yes.
Christmas shows have begun to sell, and they're selling pretty well. From what I understand, this place sells a lot of Christmas shows.
Yes. And of course, all the Friday Night Lives.
And
before
Friday
all
Night
those
Lives
shows went.
until the end of November. That'll be your last chance to catch us on Friday Night Live. Only once a month after the first of the year, we're going to be doing that because we have so many shows coming in after the first. The Blues series coming in, the Brews and Blues coming in, starting in. I think it starts in January, doesn't it? With
Yeah.
actually January 1st with Marsha Ball. She is fantastic. You know who Marsha Ball is, don't you?
Yes.
From Austin. She's amazing. When I lived in San Antonio, I used to go up to Austin a lot, and I'd catch her on occasion. But all those tickets are for sale. You can find them at our website, obopry.com, obopry.com, or you can just come down here to the box office. The ladies here will be glad to help you out. Quite a few of the shows are very limited on tickets, so make sure to get them quickly. Our show this Saturday, the Toby Keith tribute, is sold out. So if you were planning on coming to that and you don't have tickets, well, you're out of luck. And speaking of out of luck, once again, Thursday night has been canceled. We do have a hurricane headed this way, so we're going to, out of an abundance of caution, we're going to be closed Thursday night. So all the artists that were scheduled to appear on our Thursday night showcase will be rescheduled. So if you were planning on coming to see a specific singer, be watching our website and our Facebook page for the rescheduling. Speaking of the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, if you haven't already, please go to YouTube and subscribe and like our videos. If you have the opportunity, hit the notification icon, because the notification icon does let you know when we do go live and when our shows are put on. We do broadcast as often as possible. We broadcast every Thursday and Fridays for certain when it's the Friday Night Live shows, and we do all of our opening shows as well. So, and that's actually a great place to keep track of who's coming in, because they do the
Yes.
bumpers before that show what artists are coming in. So if there's somebody specific that you'd like to see, you can see who's coming in and when they're coming in, and it gives you the information on how to get tickets. Again, that
And once in a while, on those broadcasts, the stars actually let us broadcast that. So being
Yeah.
notified by doing that, you can sometimes some of the stars let us show the show. So
yeah, that was a
that's very
big thrill
valuable.
to be able to see the Ty Herndon rebroadcast, where our band actually got to back up Ty Herndon. That was a great show. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity, was offered the job with Ty a couple of times, and it never worked out. So to actually get to do a full show with him and be able to rewatch it was pretty cool. I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, by the time they see the bumpers on the videos, a lot of the really good seats are already gone. So make sure you go on the website and look a little further ahead and pick out the shows you want to come to, and either buy them online or come in. The girls in the office are awful sweet, so they'd love to see you.
Yeah, and don't forget to sign up for our contests. We do have 2 contests coming up starting in January. Let's see. Yeah, the Rising Star contest beginning in March, and the Golden Star contest beginning in January. So contact Neil Bogus or anyone here at the OBO, and they'll be glad to get you signed up.
And
And
we are-
Dave Ron is waiting for the Old Duffers contest.
Yeah, older and dirt. Thank all of our studio audience here.
Yes, thank you.
everybody. We forgot to thank everybody for coming in.
We didn't even get any
And
questions
everybody
today.
who's watching, of course. And then, next week we have 2 more special guests. Give it up for Dougie and Dave today. And did a
wait.
great job.
I have one more thing, if it's not too late. When we were in Michigan, we had some visitors come see us, and it was a real treat to see them. But Harley and Tootie, and any of you that know them, that came here every week for the longest time. Anyway, they moved back to Michigan, and they showed up in Michigan for
Awesome.
our show. So,
It was so cool to see them. Yeah.
hi to Harley and Tootie.
So next week we'll have two more special guests. Because Bobby, he's in Michigan practicing his polkas.
Well, no, next Tuesday he's actually going to be in Nashville doing a special show
Oh, that's
with,
right, the Sawyer Brown
with his
thing.
former group Sawyer Brown. They're doing their 6,000th show at the Ryman there in Nashville, and Bobby gets to be a part of that. So if you can't be here, go on up to Nashville and see Bobby. And speaking of Bobby, be careful, buddy. We love you, and
Travel
we miss
safe.
you. Be safe coming home. And we thank you all for joining us today. And, well, we'll see you.
It was funny watching him on the air because we were on the airplane and those seats just keep getting closer
Yeah.
and closer, and he's got.
He's
like,
a little
his
large
legs-
for those.
he didn't fit.
All right.
Anyway,
well,
we love you all, and we're so glad our studio audience was here and that you tuned in out there in podcast land. And
join us Friday night for Friday Night Live. If you can't be here in person, make sure to sign on to our Facebook page or watch us on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next week.